Bayern Munich's hardest test of the season so far is coming up. Bayern are playing the high-flying Borrusia Monchengladbach, who I think have got 7 points from their first 9 games. They're one of the top teams right now, leading the league after Bayern. And it's a test that is a welcome surprise for Bayern. We've come against the very leaky defenses of Leipzig, of Eintracht Frankfurt, of Bochum. So it would be good to be playing a team in form for once, a team which is actually playing well, and a team which can cause Bayern offensive problems, but also it'll be hard for Bayern to attack them because they have quite a resolute defense, and they'll be playing a more compact system than the free-flowing natures of the other teams we played. So in terms of some of the team news, you may hear the ambulance sign in the background, but the ambulance signs may be connoting how Leon Goretzka and Choupo-Moting are still out injured, but they are the only players out injured. So even though Bayern's often FC hospital, right now there's only 2 patients on the ward, and they are Goretzka and Choupo-Moting. Everyone else appears to be fit to play in the match against Mönchengladbach, which leaves a hard team selection for Julian Nagelsmann. And given how he rotated the lineup against Bochum, and then they played really well. We won 7-0, even though we played really well with different lineups in the first 2 games. It'll be really hard and really interesting decisions to see who Nagelsmann will play for a game versus Mönchengladbach, who are one of the top teams in the league. And they are usually our kryptonite. They are usually the team we struggle against, our bogey team. So it'll be really interesting to see what Nagelsmann lines up with. And I think that Nagelsmann will line up. Of course, Neuer is going to be in goal. The defense is going to be a bit interesting. I think Davies will come back. Nagelsmann said that Davies, he was out in the last game, but he's fit to play, so we expect him to play at left back. And then the centre back, Nagelsmann said that 2 of the 3 of Upamecano, De Ligt, or Hernandez would play. Well, obviously, but who will that be? I think it will be De Ligt and Upamecano, because Upamecano and Hernandez has been the prevalent partnership this season. It was the partnership for the game in Bochum, and apparently Nagelsmann wanted to give Hernandez a rest for that game in Bochum, but then Davies was injured, so he had to play left back. So I think Nagelsmann will give that rest in this game, but because this is such a big game, you can't really call it a rest. But I think that De Ligt played really well against Bochum, and out of Upamecano and Hernandez, Upamecano has been the more assured, the more mature one this season, which shows how good he's been, because Hernandez has also been really good. So it's a really tight competition for those centre-back roles, but I ultimately think De Ligt and Upamecano will be the centre-back pairing. Upamecano just looks so good, and De Ligt looked really good. So I think that's how Bayern will line up. And then, of course, Benjamin Pavard on right-back, and he's had a resurgence this year, a renaissance. We're seeing the Champions League winning Pavard back at Bayern, which is great to see. And Nagelsmann talked about how he's kept Mazraoui out of the team. He says, because we've had such good performances from Pavard, I can't bench him. And that makes sense. Pavard has been really good going forward, great defensively, really astute, very alert, always to the defensive situations. And I think it's the right decision. He will start at right back. In midfield, of course, Sabitzer and Kimmich. Sabitzer has been excellent, Kimmich still good, and Sabitzer adds that Thiago-like quality of being able to break up the play, being a more defensive-minded player than Goretzka at times. Even though it sounds counterintuitive, you would think Goretzka is more defensive-minded than Sabitzer, but Sabitzer's really shown different layers, different levels to his game. Like, he almost looks like a pastry chef with his man bun, and it's like the layers of a croissant. He's showing so many beautiful, intertwined, thin, different qualities that he has. And I think that's really interesting. And it really complements his tenacious style, complements Bayern's team in defense, as well as he keeps the ball ticking along in attack. And because of our fluid nature with our front floor, his ball-playing abilities also surpass those of Goretzka, which makes him really suited to the role. I don't think Goretzka will get back into the team now because Sabitzer has been playing so well, and rightfully so. But for the attack, this is where the main decision-making lies. So all 6 of the marquee attackers, they're all marquee players. They would all start for almost every team in the world. Not Joshua Kimmich, Thomas Muller, Leroy Sané, Sadio Mane, Serge Gnabry, Kingsley Coman, and Jamal Musiala. But only 4 of them can start. And I think it will be the 4-2-3-1 formation, which is my favorite formation. I think that'll be back. Same one we used against Bochum. And for that reasoning, I think that it said that Mane and reported in the media, Mane and Muller are the undisputed starters, which makes sense. They're the two marquee players, and whenever Muller's come off this season, we've lost control of games. So we see his leadership, how crucial it is in that team, and I think he'll play as a cam and Mane at the striker. And then on the left, I don't think he'll be Musiala. To be fair, Musiala still has a slight injury. Nagelsmann said he might be able to play 30 minutes, but therefore he won't play the whole game. So on the left, I think we'll see Leroy Sané, and that's where he belongs. He was great against Bochum on the left, and yeah, that's where he belongs. And I think on the right, it could be Serge Gnabry, it could be Sadio Mane. Not Sadio Mane, it could be Kingsley Coman, but I think we will see a Kingsley Coman, because if we're playing a more 4-2-3-1 formation, we need that pace on the wing, we need the wingers to stretch out wide, and Kingsley Coman's better suited to that role. He was excellent against Bochum. But see, this is very harsh on Serge Gnabry, because Serge Gnabry was excellent in those first 3 games of the season. He misses 1 game from injury, and now he's not in the team. It shows the quality Bayern have. But I could also see Bayern playing with that 4-2-2-2 formation, because that seems to be the go-to for Nagelsmann formation. So for a big team, I can see him going back to that. But that means that one of Sané or Coman is going to be on the bench. And given how well they played last week, it's hard to equate. All of Bayern's 6 attackers have played so well, so it's really hard for Nagelsmann to make this decision. But I think it will either be the 4-2-3-1 with Coman, Sané wing, or the 4-2-2-2 with Mane and Gnabry up top, Sané on the left, or Coman on the left and Muller on the right. But I think that's how Bayern will line up. I think it'll be very interesting. But I think it will be the 4-2-3-1. And in terms of the subs Nagelsmann will make, of course, Gravenberch will come on. I think if Bayern are losing, Musiala will come on, even though he might not be fully fit. And I think Gnabry will come on, or Coman or Sané, whoever is on the bench will come on for sure. And in terms of Bayern, in terms of how they will actually play on the day, I said I think it'll be a 4-2-3-1, and with that, I think Muller and Mane will be switching throughout. So sometimes Mane will be up top mostly, and he'll be making those runs in behind. But sometimes he'll make runs into midfield, and Muller will provide the space up front, and that'll stretch the opposition centre backs, provide some confusion, some chaos, which is good. And I also think, as it's a 4-2-3-1, it won't be so free moving as the 4-2-2-2, and the wingers will really stay out wide. They'll really stay provide that width because of their blistering pace, which means that the right back and left back, Pavard and Davies, will come further inside. They'll cut inside a bit because the wingers are providing that pace, but they'll also have opportunities to overlap. We saw that even though Sané's left-footer, he was still cutting in from the left all the way across field, and same with Coman, with the fullbacks overlapping in the game against Bochum. So I think we'll see elements of that too. I think Muller will be the crucial outlet in the central attacking midfield position. All the counter attacks, all the quick passes to that pacey front 3 will go through Muller. So it might go from the right back, Pavard, into Muller, and then Muller can quickly distribute it right, left, center, anywhere. He is that good. He'll be that crucial to the team. And I'm looking very much forward to the game. It should be a really good game against Monchengladbach. Daniel Fark has done a great job so far at Gladbach, and Gladbach are playing well. Should be an interesting one. Very much looking forward to it, and check out the player ratings after the match tomorrow. Goodbye, and please comment also what your score prediction will be. I didn't leave my score prediction. Let me think of it on the fly. I think that Bayern will win, let's say 4-1. I think defense won't keep a clean sheet, but the attack will be so fluid, so ferocious. Yet again, this attack is one of the best attacks I've ever seen, to be honest. Really, really good. I think that we will win the match 4-1. You heard it here first. Check out the player ratings after the match tomorrow. Goodbye.